Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. So we're coming at you like every other week now that we're in the summer, okay? So I know I haven't talked to you in a couple weeks. We have a lot to catch up on. Happy 7-Eleven Day. So it's Thursday, it's July 11th. If you want to stop by 7-Eleven today, I think they would appreciate it. But hey, we're in the middle of a heat wave here in Newburyport. It's funny, a week ago when you were checking the weather, it said like possible rain all week. And then it just went away, and we're desperate for some rain. But it's been really nice having a lot of our outdoor activities still be able to continue. But it's been super hot. So for all those of you who are struggling with the heat, just remember that there are options in the city for some cooling stations. Right, the library is also a great place to stop in and get cool. The Senior Community Center is also a great place to stop and get cool during the week. And then also the Salvation Army is open as well. So if you go on our website, we've actually put the times that those locations are open. But I know, I live at a split level, right, up by the hospital, and we don't have central air. So we've got like ACs going in like 2 bedrooms, and we've got fans blowing cold air down the hall. But it's been a tough stretch with this hot weather, and it looks like we've got another week of it too. So hang in there. Again, look after your neighbors. And again, take advantage of some of these cooling stations as well around the city. So what else is going on? It's kind of a funny time. So we had the budget. We talked about that a couple weeks ago. We did have the budget vote. It did pass, which is great. No cuts were recommended. So we're going to move forward with the budget that we put together for the city. I've got a lot of information coming out very shortly, and it actually might come out today. And so I'm going to send this information out to you a couple different ways. What I've done is I've put together a narrative. It's kind of a post-budget recap, okay? It talks about like where we landed with the budget. How does that affect each and every one of you as taxpayers of Newburyport? And then to go along with that narrative, we kind of put an information infographic sheet together, which just for those of you that need to see something, like has a visual of what the budget looks like. We've put something together. I think it came out really great, but it actually gives you a great idea of like where all the dollars went, okay? So we're going to put that out really soon, and we're going to have that out a couple different ways. We're going to put it on the website. We're going to do a lot of things kind of we did with the Whittier vote as well. Again, we put together a lot of information for the Whittier vote as well, so this is kind of what I was thinking. It's going to go out on our website. It's going to go out on social media. We're actually going to send it out through our WaterSmart system. So if you have signed up for your emails from the city, you're going to get an email with this in it. And then we're also going to mail it out as well as part of your water bills that will happen in August, September, and October. So we put this together, so just check it out. Like I said, I think it really encapsulates the budget and how that affects, your bottom line, but also like it actually shows you like, how much of that of your taxes is going to X, Y, and Z. So that was the budget. The capital improvement plan, the CIP, that too was not passed. That also was not passed by the City Council, so I have submitted that same plan again. Now again, it didn't pass. There's some councilors that would like to see some changes in that. Again, I think that needs to happen as we go through the CIP process, which we just did for the last 10 weeks, and again, no recommendations were made to change it. So I am completely open to tweaking and changing this document moving forward. Again, it's just a planning tool. The CIP doesn't hold you to anything. It's a 5-year look at all the possible projects that we could do. And everything's on there from a new Department of Recreation and Youth Services building to a new lawnmower that the DPS needs for the Parks Division, right? So it is a massive plan. A new truck, is on there, any kind of vehicles. So we're gonna probably put together a little working group with counselors and department heads and staff here at City Hall to kind of look at how can we make this document more of what some counselors think it's lacking from. They talk a lot about priorities. I think it's prioritized already. As you can see, if we've allocated money towards something, that's a priority. But I think they maybe want a bigger picture. Maybe we have to break it down by categories of what's on the capital improvement plan. But I am perfectly happy to have those conversations this year in hopes that we can have a CIP next year that is meeting the needs of all the city council. So that's where we're at. So I did submit the exact same plan, but I did take out a piece that, so all 11 would be able to vote on it before Councilor Harmon had to recuse himself, because we were specifically calling out a specific type of equipment that we were going to use. So we actually took that out because, again, this doesn't allocate any kind of funds to this project. It just kind of shows you the landscape of the projects that we have in our pipeline and when we think they're going to come up, so in the next 5 years. So CIP's in there. They're going to talk about it in Budget and Finance later this month, and hopefully we can get a vote on that. If not, we'll just kind of keep sticking with our 2024 CIP, and we'll move forward with that. The Brown School Adaptive Reuse RFP is out there. I think I told you that. It closes on August 15th, so hopefully we get some good proposals around what can be done at the Brown School. Again, we're targeting to maximize senior affordable housing there. I have put a review committee together, and I can tell you of some of the people that are going to be on that. So my staff will be on there. So it'll be myself, Kim Turner, our projects manager in the mayor's office, and Chief of Staff Andrew Levine. Department Head of Director of Planning Andy Port will be on there. I have asked 3 counselors to join. I've asked the Ward 1 counselor Sharif Seed. I've asked the Ward 2 counselor Jenny Donahue. And then I've also asked Planning and Development Chair at-large counselor Heather Shan to serve. And they all were willing to serve, so thank you, counselors, for being willing to serve. I've also asked 2 members of the Affordable Housing Trust to serve. So Drew Shapiro is going to serve. He is a wonderful resource on that committee and a great resident here in Newburyport. And also Madeline Nash, who's been a longtime advocate for affordable housing and is co-chair of the Affordable Housing Trust. So those 2 are going to be on there. I've also asked former Ward 2 counselor Jared Eigerman, who was a land use lawyer, was very involved with the zoning that was put together for Brown School originally. But he just brings a wealth of knowledge and context to that conversation. So I thought he would be a great person to have on that committee as well. And there could be some more additional ads, but that's what I'm looking at for a review committee right now. And it will meet actually right when that bids close on August 15th. We'll meet, as we open up those proposals. We'll do that later that night, and then we'll decide how much, how often do we need to meet, and we'll talk through. We'll have a criteria as we look at these different proposals. So that's the Brown School RFP process. What else is going on? So last time I spoke to you, I was at the firehouse and I was talking about Community Connect. If you haven't signed up for that yet, it's so easy to do. I'm actually thinking about putting a video together to just show people how easy it is. You can do it right on your phone. But this is just an information gathering tool to use with the First Due software that the fire department's using. If you didn't see the last Mayor's Corner, go back and look at it. We talk all about it. But it just gives firefighters in the fire department information, if God forbid, if anything ever happened at your home. It would give them the information they need to learn about and to be on the scene with. How many people live there? Do you have pets? What's your heating and electric look like? How many, all those little things that you think maybe are incidental, but it would give them tools to see how to attack and help save your home and the people that live in your home and your pets before they get there. So it's all little things like that. So again, go back and watch the last Mayor's Corner if you want some more in-depth info, but if you go on the city website, you'll see there in the news section the Community Connect piece. And again, I did it. It took about 10 minutes to do, super easy. It probably didn't even take that long. But it's just great information that the fire department will keep right at their fingertips in case, again, unfortunately, if something ever happened at your home. Okay, what else is going on? We had a pretty cool event down at the waterfront last week or a few weeks ago now. The Merrimack River Watershed Council was able to get a piece of equipment on loan from Lowell, and then they got some local sponsors that are going to help with the upkeep and the for this piece of equipment, but it's an automated bacterial sensor. It kind of looks like a little bucket, like not an R2-D2 for all you Star Wars fans out there, but it looks like a circular piece of equipment. It's actually really a floating laboratory is what it is. And we are going, they attached it to the Harbor Master's dock. And what this is going to allow us to do is to get real-time data around CSOs coming from downriver, right? Again, the Lowells, the Haverhills, even up in Manchester, New Hampshire, all those bigger municipalities that have yet to upgrade their sewer systems. Again, we had billions of gallons of sewage get dumped into with all the rain we had last July. So this would give us more data that residents can access and see immediately and see what the health of our river is, right? So it's a great program. This is going to be tied in right to our health department. So whenever There is a CSO event. That little floating laboratory is going to keep readings of the river for the next 3 days after a CSO event. And then again, that data gets pushed right out to the public. So we're really excited about that. And thank you, Merrimack River Watershed Council. They have been a great partner in just our ongoing battle to, have great data around CSOs, but also hopefully get to a place that we can solve that CSO problem that's happening upriver. Department of Recreation and Youth Services, not a ton to tell you, but I can tell you the zoning change passed 10-1. So they got through both readings, so now we can move on to construction bid documents, site plan review with the planning board, and also conservation commission. So that's moving right along. We're psyched about that. We're still out there looking for funds, and we have a lot of great possibilities coming up with that as well. So again, at the end of the day, when I come to the council with a final plan and a budget of what the building costs, I want to be able to minimize whatever kind of impact that is going to have on taxpayers. Like I said, I think we can raise quite a bit of money for this ahead of time and really have a very reasonable ask to city councils. That's what we're trying to do. Streets and sidewalk work is still happening across the city. They're finishing up sidewalks on Lime Street. They're going to move to Johnson Street after that, and then they'll do the final coats on a lot of these streets. We're meeting about Yankee Homecoming with the leaders of Yankee Homecoming later today, and all the different department heads that Yankee Homecoming touches. We get a meeting and we coordinate how that's going to look like going forward. But Yankee Homecoming's in a couple weeks. We are ecstatic. Hopefully the weather is still beautiful, but maybe not quite as hot, and we should have a great week here in Newburyport. The Senior Community Center just started a music series. So on Wednesdays, if you've got nothing to do between 11:30 and 1, they are bringing in acts every Wednesday. They're not going to do it during Yankee Homecoming, but every Wednesday in July and August. And I stopped by on Wednesday. It was great. So kudos to the COA and their team for coming up with this idea. I think it's a great use, and it's just a great way to kind of beat the heat and listen to some music throughout the summer. And I'm just going to leave you with this. Lastly, we're going to dedicate Pete's Corner finally. We're going to dedicate a plaque to Peter Pollard, longtime Newburyporter. He was known as the mayor of State Street. I'm going to come back with you with more information, but you'll see the granite post has been installed at the corner of Pleasant and State Streets, and we're going to have a nice dedication to Pete's Corner during Yankee Homecoming. So I will tell you about that next time on the Mayor's Corner. Have a great week, everybody. See you soon.